Hey everyone, it's Raz from the Semi-Retired Samurai. I hope you're all doing well, no matter where you are in the world. So today I want to talk to you about my experience starting a YouTube channel at age 56, soon to be 57. Now, 2 months ago when I started my YouTube channel, I had really no idea what to expect. For me, it was just a hobby, a way to connect with others around the world and to share my wisdom. And I thought, well, if something came out of it and became a business, then fine. But I was under no pressure to monetize the channel or to make money from it. I just thought, okay, let's just see where this is going to go. And I think that's the best thing to do is to not put so much pressure on one's self, right? So I could just take my time and start this channel. But one thing I did commit to was a regular schedule. And I made sure that I was going to post at least 2 videos per week. It's now changed to 3 videos. And I think it's a great idea for people our age, the Gen X generation, people over the age of 50 to start a channel because there's so few of us that are on here creating content. Most of the content is created by teenagers, very young YouTubers and influencers. So there is a niche for our generation. And for the first 2 months when I posted, I would eagerly post the video and I'll get up the next morning and say, oh, how many views did I get? And it'll be like 5, 17 views. And those are from friends of mine, right? That kind of just check out the channel and give me a little bravo, well done. I love your content. And for I think a lot of people, they get maybe discouraged, right? Because they're waiting for this bang, instant success, and your video goes viral and everything's gonna be great. You're gonna be making this awesome passive income. But it never happens that way. And I think there's a lot of videos and people on there that are telling you, buy my course, and you can make all this money, being a YouTuber, and I'll teach you how to get there fast. Don't listen to that crap. A lot of these people are shysters. They probably haven't made a dime in their life, right? They make a dime selling the courses, and that's how they get your money. There's lots of free resources, lots of people our age that put out really good content. One of them I really like is Rob the Maritimer. I think he's the one that I watched that got me into thinking about doing a YouTube channel. And so don't expect instant success, quick riches. It's like any other business. You have to work at it, spend time. But the most important thing is to be consistent. And I think so far I'm starting to see the fruits of my labor. I mean, I'm not widely known yet, and my channel doesn't have like thousands of subscribers, but I'm seeing, the seeds being planted, and the tree is just slowly starting to grow from the ground up. It hasn't bear any fruit yet, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm having a real blast doing this, and I think, as I said, it's a surprisingly fun. You get to connect with a lot of people. And most recently, I had a video on 80s nostalgia and why it makes us sad and so forth. And I never expected anything from that video. It was just a regular video I posted, just kind of sharing my thoughts on reflecting back to my childhood and all the things that I did as a kid that I really miss and enjoy. And that video just, got a lot of engagement and started taking off. And before you know it, I was waking up every morning to a lot of comments just flooding in every minute. And it was really cool experience because when you get to share similar experience with other people around the world, it's really rewarding, and it's really nice because for me, I get to learn from others as well through their experience, because everyone's experience is different. They're unique. No one's the same. And but it was really nice. Kind of had this little community of Gen Xers who were just getting together to reminisce about the good old days. I would say for me, from that experience, if there's always an ugly part of all this, and it's not always a bed of roses, right? And I think this is the one area where it stops a lot of people from going out, putting themselves out there to share their knowledge, share their experience, and start a YouTube channel. And that is having to deal with haters and comments from people that really don't like your content, which I'm going to say this, don't worry about them. I know for some people it's like, oh, I can't put it out there because I'm worried about being judged. Well, you know what? We are in our 50s and we're not in high school anymore. And for me, a person, if you're posting negative stuff just to be mean on other people's channel, then I really don't know what kind of life you have, because I feel really sorry for you. So don't let that stop building your channel. You're going to get these comments. Not everyone's going to like what you say. And, you know, I look at it as from a martial arts analogy, right? For me, when I'm training or when I was competing before, I never second guess a movement, because the moment I do, whether it's a tournament or as a sparring class, then I make a mistake and I dwell on that mistake, and then I don't think about being present. So I've trained my mind to always be present all the time. And if I'm dwelling about the past, then I'm wasting a movement, which can be, in many cases, a really fatal error. So take that with you and use that analogy, because I have to share a story about a recent YouTube video I came across. I forget the lady's name. She had lost her job. I believe it was somewhere in Sweden or something like that. Sorry, I forgot your name. But a very nice lady, and she started a YouTube channel because basically she had no income coming in. She lost her job and she had to do something. Now she's monetized her channel. And I think during the video she explained about how she had a hard time with some of the hateful comments, and it would take her a day or two to get over it. And for me, I say, you know, forget about these hateful comments. For me, I always say treat them respect still. I know it's hard for a lot of people. You kind of want to say something back, but the way I approach things is the same way I approach martial arts as well. I often get people coming into my school, and maybe they got a chip on their shoulder, they got attitude. Some of them come in and they're quite angry. And I never try to judge them, because to me, I don't know what's happening in that person's life. They could be going through a lot of things. And if I can help understand, you know, find some way to understand them, maybe, you know, I would gain a friend, and maybe I can teach them a way of looking at things differently so that they can change their life for the better. And for me, when I see a hateful comment or something that's not so nice, I always try to be respectful towards them. And because, like I said, you don't know what's going on in their life. I'll share a story about a martial arts story. And there was one gentleman, and it was my martial arts teacher's teacher. And he was going to a store one day, and as he was entering the store, there was this guy that was drunk, and he wanted to fight him. And he said, I don't want to fight you. Go home, get drunk someplace else. Well, that person that was challenging him to fight, he showed up at his academy a few months later, not knowing that this teacher, this martial arts teacher, was a champion, a world champion. And he said, you know what, I thank you for not beating me up or teaching me a lesson that day. And that guy that was that wanted to fight, he was actually became his lawyer and good friend. And he was going through a divorce at the time. So that's why he wasn't in the right frame of mind. So you never know. Everyone has their demons, and it's not, the way they're acting is not necessarily the way they normally behave. And I always see that in my studio. A person comes in, and the way they train on the mat really tells me a lot about what's going through their mindset. Sometimes they're very aggressive, okay, and they want to hurt people on purpose. So you never know, right? But from my experience, from people that come into my school that have a chip on your shoulder, they usually end up to be pretty good people in the end, right? So what are the things that that YouTube has done for me is it's given me another feeling of purpose in my life, right? So I'm always now, I guess going into semi-retirement, and I'm always looking for something that will spark that childlike curiosity that I always had when I was a kid. And I thought about that a few years ago and started to wonder, like, how come everything seems kind of boring at this age? It doesn't seem like anything's new again, right? I don't seem to get excited over things anymore. And I thought to myself that I really needed to find an outlet that would spark and pique this curiosity, something new and fresh, and YouTube has done that for me. So it's an opportunity for many of you to share your passions. Maybe there is something that you've been wanting to do your entire life and never had a chance to because of work commitments, because of family. Maybe your parents didn't want you to go that route. They want you to do something else, and that was not the route you want to take. Quite interesting, the other day I received a comment on one of my other videos, and there was one gentleman, he grew up in a traditional Asian household, and his parents wanted him to take over the family restaurant, and he wanted to become an MMA fighter. He wanted to go to UFC. That was his dream, and his parents talked him out of it, and he never got to go, but he's now in his 50s and runs a very successful restaurant and has a very good life from what he told me. But I think that's one of those things, and I said to him, well, you know what, you will not be the UFC fighter that you dreamed about, but you can always go back to training, and through training you can coach and share your passions and all your expertise to the next generation. That's very rewarding as well. So I hope if he's listening to this video, I hope that you go out there and go back to your training and share your skills, because there's someone out there that's going to really appreciate it. So don't think there's nothing to share. I think a lot of people say, oh, I have nothing to share. What do I have to offer? Well, everyone has a unique story. And I know that through being a professional speaker before, that there might have been topics that have been talked about all the time, and nothing is really original, right? But the way you spin it and the way you share your experience and tie it with your content is different than what anyone else does. And sometimes, it's going to resonate with some people, and some it doesn't resonate, right? But that's okay, because you're eventually going to find your audience, and they're going to like your unique angle. Share your life lessons, your hobbies, your travel experience, your cooking expertise. There's lots of things. I would write down on a paper. This is what I did. I wrote down on a paper all the things that I'm good at, that I've done, that I'm passionate about. You know, I thought of for many years, yes, I was pigeonholed into teaching martial arts and self-defense, but I want to go away from that because that's what I've done for years. I do it on a daily basis, and I love it. But I think you know, there's other things that I can offer as well, and I want to expand my horizons. So the YouTube is not just for influencers or teens, but for anyone that wants to share anything meaningful. And I'm having a blast, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all the people and all the commenters that have come on this channel and have watched my content for the first time, especially the one about the 80s nostalgia. I loved your comments, and I just want to thank you, everyone, for your support, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from you, and please keep them coming. All right, so if you liked this video and found it helpful and inspiring, please feel free to like or share, and hey, you know what? You got nothing to lose. We're 50. Get out there, start your YouTube channel, and let me know. I'll follow you. Okay? Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.